Has it gone straight to him? Yes. You're talking about Khalil. Could he have gotten a break? But he gets the breakthrough. And it's the big man. He was threatening to go past the sixes mark, but now he has to go to the pavilion.
And who did it go to, that particular catch? Because that was hit with tremendous power. And Captain Virat Kohli, he was in the way. Let's have a look at this catch. At one point, didn't look like it was going to carry. Coming forward a little bit. And safe hands of Captain Kohli. No one else on that field you'd want that to go to. He's happy with that. There's a little congregation there. Like, I don't know whether this could be Chris Gayle's last knock from all the celebrations that we're seeing there. That could be the case, where this could be his last, and I'm still waiting for him to say so. Not what I'm seeing at present on the field.
Yeah, by the looks of it, all that has happened so far, and the fact that he celebrated, looks like it's going to be his last game. You don't go out or celebrate the way Chris Gayle is doing, and what a champion he has been for world cricket and for West Indies cricket.
Yes, he's given us something to remember, even though he didn't get to three figures. This was a magnificent knot, and just looking at the celebration does suggest that you're not going to see me back here again.
Yep, as funny and jovial as he always has been. It's also time for a drinks break. It's 1:21 for 2.
खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 89।
मैं हूँ दीपा कर्माकर, आर्टिस्टिक जिम्नास्ट। आफ्टर 52 इयर्स के बाद इंडिया में ओलंपिक में क्वालिफाई किया। फाइनली 4th में फिनिश हुआ, अनलकीली 4th में। फिर तो टर्निंग पॉइंट आया जिम्नास्टिक्स की, क्योंकि पहले जिम्नास्टिक को सब सर्कस कहते थे कि यस लड़कियाँ थोड़ी करते, वो तो सिर्फ लड़के करते। पहले ऐसा बोला जाता था कि लड़कियाँ कुछ नहीं कर पाती, लड़कियाँ बहुत पीछे है। 16 रियो के बाद बहुत चेंज हो गया वो नज़रिया कि नहीं कि बॉयज़ नहीं, अभी कहीं गर्ल्स भी जाते हैं, गर्ल्स को भी बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्ट मिल रहा है। अभी बहुत सारे बच्चे जो पहले सोचते थे कि ओलंपिक बहुत मुश्किल है, अभी कोई भी बच्चे को आप पूछो कि सब बोलते हैं कि हमें भी ओलंपिक जाना है दीपा दीदी की तरह। 2020 टोक्यो के लिए पूरा जान लगाएंगे, अपने कंट्री की जिम्नास्टिक्स के लिए करेंगे।
Sir Bradman, the greatest of all, won King of Spin. Cook's gritty batting. All these greats are part of one legendary cricket series called The Ashes, where every English and Australian cricketer locks horns for a 100-year-old rivalry. The Platinum Standard Test Cricket, The Ashes. Live and exclusive on Sony Live.
Normal service resumed. Shimron Hetmyer is the new man in. Very promising. Very, very promising youngster. It's just that he needs to kick on, convert those starts. And Khalil, what a turnaround for him. 39 of 2.3, and then gets the big man in his last game.
Yes, he'll be pretty happy with that, Kyle. The fact that Chris, who was going so well at this point, held out to Virat Kohli. That was a good catch because that was smooched. The timing was pretty good. Virat Kohli is not going to miss such.
A quick one to finish the over. Just 2 runs off it. 121 for 2.
The foundation has been laid by Lewis and Gale. What I think would be playing into India's hands at this particular point, the West Indies batting, is the fact that these are 2 new batters. These are 2 new batters at the crease. And this would just basically settle the fielding team somewhat.
I think possibly also a good time for India to get the squeeze on, Sir. You've got 2 new men in.
But still very good track. And they should not, in my opinion, with the start that they would have had. That's a great platform to them.
Oh, it's some turn for Chahal. The first delivery he bowled to Chris Gayle, that spun a bit as well.
Seeing this now, this one is just leaving the bat a little bit, as you can see. Little spin. Hope wasn't quite sure which way he was going to go.
Quicker one coming in. Good mixing. Really good mixing from Chahal. A very good first over to Chris Gayle. He's following it up with another good one.
There's some sanity have returned to the game of cricket here in Port of Spain, especially with the dot ball at this point.
Off the mark. Off the mark finally.
Little spin here. I think he could have just held in the wicket a little bit. Deceiving Shy Hope, but it fell pretty safely. All good for Hope.
A slip and a backward short leg for Chahal. It's got the deep man as well for the big shot. Shimron Hetmyer does fancy the onside. Mid off in the circle.
It looks like a normal game of cricket at this particular point, isn't it?
It looked a completely different game. I think we were the ones, we are the better bowlers, the better commentators who have put the stranglehold on the Windies batsman, King. Oh, miss hit. Oh, eluding Ravindra Jadeja there.
At the end of the 13 over, 123 for 2.
ए खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी वही है असली किंग
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस.
Nearly 2 wickets in 2 overs for Chahal. Slightly short for Shimron Hetmyer. Not the perfect first runs for both Hope and Hetmyer. Two's the call. And it should easily happen because it's in the gap. And this is the kind of sensible cricket you want to see from these 2 players now.
Yes, because regardless of whatever position that you come in the order, Just having a look at Chris Gayle here, receiving all the compliments, and I guess when you see such, that may be sending the message that I'm out of here. And you can see the celebration. He's quite happy with himself, and how pleased I think they would have been with the start that we were giving them. All of a sudden, this game looks like it's a normal game of cricket. And to be fair, with the foundation that they would have had, it's all about some smart cricket now. Hetmeyer would have been at fault at times for giving his knock away on numerous occasions. Here's an opportunity for him now with the platform that would have been set by Chris Gayle and Lewis for them to make some inroads and to take this as far as they can.
And you can see that, because when you look at his numbers, it's 107 is the strike rate. So it's not about the ability to hit, but how you pace it. But you talk about the strike rates, the first 10 overs were pacey.
Yeah, you could see the big man came to play today. Lewis going all over extra cover. Got all of that. Chris Gayle again. Do you look at this? Fine leg up, and Lewis taking advantage. Here again, a little bit on the short side. Wow, just some brilliant knocking, or some shots we'd have seen so far.
Just 12 runs of the last 22 deliveries. 114 coming in that power play. Chahal getting the first breakthrough, and then this man on the screen. I for one thought that possibly he could have been given a break, but he gets a breakthrough.
Man.
Yeah,
he got the big man. Always like to see Shai Hope when he's at the crease. He looks so organized. He looks pretty well balanced. I'm a fan of the young man, and I think I've said on numerous occasions that just seeing the way in which he would have progressed, that if he can continue in the way he is at present, he's going to be just a magnificent performer for West Indies in the future. These two at the crease, actually, I just believe the foundation is laid for them to do something rather special today, and to put their team in a very good position.
4 runs of that over. It's 127 for 2.
What an eventful morning we've had in this third ODI between the West Indies and India. Eventful on all fronts. Chris Gayle, Evan Lewis, absolutely brilliant with the bat for the West Indies. And then India clawing their way back with 2 quick wickets. Entertainment at its very best in white ball cricket. If you've just joined, the West Indies are trying to level this 3-match series. India 1 up. Showing good fight at the start of this third ODI. Good morning, Graham Swan.
Hello, Darren Ganga. Well, I thought we were on for a world record or two at one point after 10 overs today. Universe Boss certainly started with a bang.
I want to reference that first six that Chris Gayle struck very early in his innings. It was a free hit. I think that just tilted his mindset. He was very watchful, very sedate in the previous one-day internationals. But this was the moment that really switched him into an aggressive gear. And what followed? 72 from 41. Graham?
And it was the Chris Gayle of old, if you like, wasn't it? I'm sure all of you back home have seen the IPL and in the West Indies maroon shirt, time after time when Chris Gayle gets going, he really does go. It was almost a surprise when it finished, actually. Much like the surprise for me that Chahal is playing instead of Kuldeep today. Oh, bit of a misfield. Virat Kohli. Not that I'm surprised that Chahal's in the team, because he's a very fine bowler. I think it's a bit harsh on Kuldeep, just coming back into the side. 2 wickets the other day, 2 important wickets as well. But making way today. Maybe it's the luxury of... So we see that little misfield there, it's unusual for Kohli. Maybe it's the luxury of winning so many games, you can afford to just tweak the team a little bit.
Change in the field. Long off in position.
This will be 4. Is it leg bias or was there an inside edge? There's a bit of bat on there from Hetmeyer. So that finishes the 15th over, 134 for 2.
ए खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी वही है असली किंग
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस
Virat Kohli just getting a bit of tape on the fingers after that misfield. Tape all over the place there. It's that 3rd and 4th finger just taped together for a bit of support. Will that affect his batting later on?
Well, the opening partnership was quite good for the West Indies. 115 between Gayle and Lewis. It was all about their 6-hitting ability. 8 sixes in that partnership, which really put India on the back foot. Evan Lewis destructive through the leg side. Chris Gayle usually down the ground. This was a beauty from Lewis over extra cover.
It's a little bit like anything you can do, I can do better.
Or maybe the young and the old in terms of 6-hitting ability.
I think from a neutral's point of view, everyone wants to see Chris Gayle batting like that. You don't want to see Chris Gayle playing if he's struggling.
Yeah, I spoke about his mindset, and Chris would have known that he is going up in age, and this West Indian side would have required him to deliver with the bat consistently. Hasn't done that, so that pressure and balancing that pressure with performing and with the fact that he's going up in age Always a very big challenge for an international player at the back end of his career.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Darren. Do you think, had Chris Gale gone on to get a century today, that would have been it? Retire in a blaze of glory? Or will he keep pursuing that golden moment to finish?
I'll respond to you in the next over. 16 overs gone. It's 137 for 2.
ए खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है? जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं, करे रेड बस गिरी, वही है असली किंग।
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस।
137 for 2 from 16. As Chahal continues his spell. 3 overs, 1 for 10 so far. Brought into the team instead of Kuldeep Yadav today. Certainly showing his world class. I don't think there's any questions about Chahal's abilities. It's just the Jadeja factor, the fact that India have Jadeja to bowl 10 overs a spin if need be at the other end. Means to have the luxury of leaving out a world class wrist spinner like Kuldeep Yadav. Right, Ganga. Stop avoiding me. Is this it for Chris Gale, do you think?
I think it's supposed to be a blended approach in terms of the future for Chris Gale in this West Indian side. The selectors, Cricket West Indies and Chris Gale must be on the same page with regard to his future. I do believe that experienced players like Chris Gale and players who've achieved a lot of success at the international level, they have a mentoring role to perform before they exit the game. How much of that role has been discussed with Chris Gale, I'm not quite sure. But this is still a very young West Indian team. Whilst Chris might be limited physically, I think managing his fitness is crucial. Doesn't have to play all the matches for the West Indies, but if they believe he can add value in terms of mentoring and grooming the younger players, I see no reason why he should be included from time to time in ODI cricket or maybe T20 cricket to help and assist the younger players. Surely just look at his impact with the bat in this innings, his partnership with Evan Lewis. Think about it, Swanee, you're neutral. As an opposition team coming up against the likes of Chris Gale, you're always on the back foot.
You are. I always think when the pros outweigh the cons, you always go with what's best. As soon as they start to even out or go the other way, that's when you have to take other things into account. And you're right, if he can help mentor and bring on the youngsters, I think that's more of a batting coach role. And staying around the changing room, if he's still very persuasive in the dressing room and still got a lot of respect from the youngsters, and the coaching role comes begging.
Yeah, just to add and to finish, it must happen whilst the game is being played, not off the field alone. 17 overs gone, 141 for 2.
ए खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है? जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं, करे रेड बस गिरी, वही है असली किंग।
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस।
Jadav continuing, trying to steal some overs here for India, Darren.
Yeah, just to finish on the Chris Gayle issue, I think Chris, to me, because of the upcoming T20 World Cup, is probably much more valuable to this West Indian side in the T20 format as against the ODI format. And that is something that the selectors will consider. I think Chris Gayle himself will consider his fitness, his ability to play a full 100 overs in this format of the game, the ODI format.
Oh, nice footwork. I think that's Chaddi a bit. Oof. Never nice when you get one on the bony part of the foot. Well, the football season has started back in England. The Premier League is underway. Oh, I don't think he actually hit the ball. I think he got spiked. Tried to clatter into the back of Hetmeyer. One thing you're taught in England as a small boy, if you're going in for a tackle, if you don't commit with a bigger man, you come off worse. He clearly didn't commit to the tackle, Darren.
It's been a good period for India with the ball, following that onslaught by the West Indian openers.
You go here, look, you're going into a big man. Got to really lead with the shoulder, get your body weight behind it, win the ball. The manager would have been out of the dugout then, screaming at him. Very good, quick over from Chaddi. 18 gone now, 143 for 2, the West Indies.
ए खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी वही है असली किंग
What a beauty. Ball spinning away. I just want to talk a little bit about Shai Hope and what he's produced in recent times in ODI cricket. He's been a consistent performer for the West Indies. 6 ODI centuries, 4 opening the batting, 2 batting lower down. He's a very good player of spin. And this is the ideal situation for him to come and build upon that opening partnership. The aggression, still a lot of overs. If you look at his record against spin, it's exceptional.
Well, I think it will need to be good against spin. Here we go, that ODI career. 2019 averaging nearly 50. Look at 2018, up nearly 70, the average. That's very fine figures. A bit of a dip in 2017, his second year, second season syndrome we call it. 33.33. But he'll need to be a good player of spin, Darren, because this wicket is definitely showing signs that it could be a spinner's paradise.
Yeah, it's his ability against spin. Let's have a look at this. Averages 80 against spinners.
Oh, he's gone over the top, gone for the big hit. When he gets to single there. We saw the first ball of the over. Shai Hope has to be a good player of spin, because we saw the ball rip off the pitch past the outside edge.
Yeah, I also think Swanee is his ability to rotate strike, to get the singles. We saw that partnership with Gayle and Lewis. Very few singles in that partnership. That's because their strengths lay in boundary hitting, in power. And against spin, he's been able to average over 80 because he can rotate strike. He maneuvers the ball quite well. And it's a definite asset batting in the middle in an ODI team.
All mixed up. Will there be a run out? All action out in the middle. This is the dot ball. 19 gone. West Indies 146 for 2.
खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है? जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी वही है असली किंग।
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस।
Chaddi have to continue bowling his part-time spin. I think there's signs in this pitch so far that India might have got the team selection slightly wrong today. Just in my own opinion. Kuldeep Yadav sat on the sidelines, Chahal coming in instead of him. I think there was room for Kuldeep as well. Just a single down to long off on a pitch where the seamers look fairly meat and drink for the batsman earlier. This is the first ball of the previous over. Just watch the spin on this. Just turn and bounce. It's 18 overs into a 100-over game. It's a sort of wicket, if you're riddled with spin bowlers, you can really get on top of an opposition.
I spoke about this pitch being a lot better for batting. Seeing that reflected in the manner in which the West Indians have played so far in this innings. I also think that Virat Kohli might be reflecting on the fact that he didn't introduce his spinners a lot earlier than he did. There were no spinners in that power play one, which I felt was a little bit of an error on his part.
I think he may have just got white noise in front of his eyes when the boundaries were flying everywhere. Also, as a captain as well, when the ball is flying everywhere, sometimes it can seem dangerous to put spinners on. You think, well, surely if I slow it down, it'll just go further. But we've seen over the years, spinners really are the best bowlers in shorter cricket, shorter forms of the game. They're taking the pace off and getting some turn.
Yeah, I think pace off the ball as well. Sometimes when you're playing against seamers, taking the pace off the ball, you lose your timing and rhythm as a batsman. How about this for an over? Just a minute and 44 seconds to complete it. 148 for 2.
खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है? जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी वही है असली किंग।
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस।
Yeah, hello boys, we're on the screen. Oh, shake that body, look at you go. Now we're talking. Stop the cricket, let's watch this dude for the next hour. Number one indeed.
That's Jumbo, the famous Jumbo, the nuts man. He has built a reputation for selling nuts around cricket stadiums in the Caribbean.
Well, we see the last 10 overs. Definitely India's 34 for 2 in those 10. Brilliant stuff from India, pulling it back from 114 for none. The West Indies creeping up towards 150. They've lost 2 wickets so far.
Lewis was the first to go. 43 from 29, attempting a slug sweep and not making good contact. He was all power in this innings.
Some great revolutions on the ball then as it went down. Lewis thought that would have turned a bit. Up hit with the spin. The fact that he went straight on off the pitch, just got the top half of the bat, went straight in the air. Good bowling.
Chris Gayle was the next wicket to fall. He was looking like he was getting close to that 3-figure mark before this happened. Try to power this straight back past the bowler. Was pretty much in two minds whether to hit over Virat Kohli or keep it down. Managed to find the safe pair of hands from Virat Kohli.
Sorry to interrupt there, very good fielding in the covers. Yeah, Virat Kohli, that's what AB de Villiers does, and Faf du Plessis in the IPL, puts himself where the ball is going to go. Time after time you see it going to him. Short one from Chahal, pulled away, just be a couple. Yeah, the best fielders, often when they're captains as well, put themselves in areas of heavy traffic, it's called. It's no surprise that you see many catches being taken. It's brought up the 150 with that stroke, actually. 151 for 2 now. There we go, heavy traffic areas. Virat Kohli, always in the game. He just wants to have the ball in his hands all the time. Single to finish the over. 21 gone now, 152 for 2.
ए खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है? जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी वही है असली किंग।
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस।
That's 4. Just a bit of room on offer and there is no one there. He's done a good job so far, Kedar Jadhav. This time just giving too much room.
What Chris Gayle and Evan Lewis did was to give Hope and the rest of the middle order time. Before Chris Gayle was dismissed, the run rate was 10.37. Since Gayle was dismissed, over 11.4. The run rate has been 3.6. An indication of, I suppose, pace off the ball as well, and what pace off the ball has done, and the dismissal and how well those two played.
I think as soon as spin came on, you could see that they was taking some time because Chahal did bowl a few good deliveries to Chris Gayle. He got that one run before Evan Lewis played that shot to Shikhar Dhawan. It was always going to be the case, and that's why I for one was thinking when you look at India's attack, there are no off spinners. If you have to contend with left-handers at the top, you're hoping that the seamers or the top order bowlers get you the wickets. Then the leg spinners and the Ravindra Jadejas can bowl to the right-handers. And what I mean by an off-spinner is not Kedar Jadhav, but a front-line off-spinner. It's 158 for 2.
ए खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है? जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी वही है असली किंग।
Download Red Bus app जो देता है बस।
Raced onto the field and grabbed the stumps much quicker than his father, who also works on our broadcast. Call him Murray Jr. But they do an excellent job ensuring that the technology is safe. The ground staff are also doing a great job putting the matting onto the playing surface. West Indies very well placed on a good batting surface, though it's taking some spin. I think, Murley, what we perhaps will see when we restart is more pace off the ball from the seamers as the ball gets softer. I think it's something they have to go to. Didn't see a lot from Shami earlier. Saw Bobby try a couple of variations. But as the ball gets older, it'll slow down. To the right, Murli Kartik. It looks as if it's clearing up. The batting card itself is revealing.
A blistering start from the two openers, from the two left-handers. In ominous form was Chris Gayle before holding out to Virat Kohli of Khalil. He wanted to go over mid-off, but only ended up finding skipper Kohli. Evan Lewis, possibly a touch too early to play that shot against Chahal, not picking the right delivery to do so. But what a last game Chris Gayle had. Trademark, vintage Chris Gayle. Some huge hits. And not so good ones as well, but all of them finding the boundary. You need to sign off in style, and he's always been a very stylish man, Chris Gayle, in doing so. Acknowledged by his opponents, most of them are mates. He's had a wonderful time in maroon.
And typical of Chris Gayle, it's different from Evan Lewis in many respects. You'd see a lot of Lewis's boundaries go square. Not all today. He was down the ground on a slow pitch today at times, but Gayle is strong, straighter, in straighter lines. Not a big sweeper of the ball, not a big cutter of the ball. And Lewis looks up to Gayle as someone who he's tried to pattern his game after in terms of power play. Very strong on the pull. As I said, he did hit a few down the ground today, which is good, but a lot of his runs come square either side. His form is good, his confidence has grown, and you're seeing that. I still want him to go on and get hundreds from a West Indies perspective. When you get onto surfaces like this, still to bat, Nicholas Puran, Ruston Chase, Holder, Brathwaite, not necessarily in that order. Fabian Allen, I think, has a bright future, but needs opportunity. I think he's a batsman who bowls rather than a bowler who bats.
Yeah, the 2 wickets to fall. Evan Lewis picking one which was leaving him, not getting enough distance. Shikhar Dhawan taking a comfortable one. And India needed this wicket because they were running after leather. running with the leather, but nothing was going their way. And then Chris Gayle, he played the shot really well, but this time around couldn't get the elevation. Wanting to slap it over mid-off. Just going flat. Good catch from Virat Kohli. These two wickets coming in quick succession, just 6 runs apart. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, just 1 run off the first 2 overs, ended up going for 47 of the next 3. Shami, expensive, no movement laterally and off the surface. Khalil fetched it, but ended up getting Chris Gayle. Chahal, outstanding, the man who changed it for the Indian bowling team. And Kedar Jadhav sneaking in 4 overs just for 13 runs.
Few grey clouds towards the northeast. I'm not too concerned about those on the left of screen. It's as you get to the center and to the right where I think the impending danger comes from. It doesn't look too bad, so fingers crossed this break in play won't be a prolonged or protracted one. Ground staff continue to pull the big covers on, so they obviously feel differently. Huge expanse of covers. Comparisons with Sri Lanka every time, where they cover the entire playing surface in Sri Lanka with their tremendous manpower and ground staff. Economies of scale and cost of living suggest it's not that viable in other parts of the world. As the rain continues to come down. Humidity has dropped significantly and thunderstorms predicted. I hope you're wrong. Maracas Beach, sought after tourist spot in Trinidad. Trinidad's not renowned for beautiful beaches, but if you go over to the sister isle of Tobago, I'm yet to hear anyone visit Tobago and not fall in love with it. Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. All they can do is wait. Entertain themselves while they do so. We'll take a break, and as soon as we have more news and updates for you, we'll let you know straight away.
खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है? जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी, वही है असली किंग।
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस।
मैं हूँ दीपा कर्माकर, आर्टिस्टिक जिम्नास्ट। आफ्टर 52 इयर्स के बाद इंडिया में ओलंपिक में क्वालिफाई किया। फाइनली 4th में फिनिश हुआ, अनलकीली 4th में। फिर तो टर्निंग पॉइंट आया जिम्नास्टिक्स की, क्योंकि पहले जिम्नास्टिक को सब सर्कस कहते थे कि यस लड़कियां थोड़ी करते, वो तो सिर्फ लड़के करते। पहले ऐसा बोला जाता था कि लड़कियां कुछ नहीं कर पाती, लड़कियां बहुत पीछे। 16 रियो के बाद बहुत चेंज हो गया वो नज़रिया कि नहीं कि बॉयज़ नहीं, अभी कहीं गर्ल्स भी जाते हैं, गर्ल्स को भी बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्ट मिल रहा है। अभी बहुत सारे बच्चे जो पहले सोचते थे कि ओलंपिक बहुत मुश्किल है, अभी कोई भी बच्चे को आप पूछो कि सब बोलते हैं कि हमें भी ओलंपिक जाना है दीपा दीदी की तरह। 2020 टोक्यो के लिए पूरा जान लगाएंगे, अपने कंट्री की जिम्नास्टिक्स के लिए करेंगे।
Sir Bradman, the greatest of all, born king of spin, Cook's gritty batting. All these greats are part of one legendary cricket series called The Ashes, where every English and Australian cricketer locks horns for a 100-year-old rivalry. The Platinum Standard Test Cricket, The Ashes. Live and exclusive on Sony Live.
She's got 2 points right at the very end. Sakshi Malik has just taken the bronze medal.
पूरे सच्चे दिल और मन से अगर किसी चीज को फील करते रहो और सोचते रहो ना, तो 100% वो चीज हो सकती है। तो मैं शुरू में ये सोचती थी कि ये भगवान बस ओलंपिक से मेडल दे दे और उससे अगले दिन चाहे मुझे अपने पास बुला लेना।
थोड़े दिन का लोग भूल जाएंगे, दोबारा फिर मेडल लेगी।
सिर्फ दिमाग में आता कि टोक्यो में मैं मेरे मेडल का कलर चेंज करूं।
We welcome you to Monday Night Raw. Get ready, WWE Universe. You gotta be kidding me! We are.
Welcome back to the Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad. You see the umbrellas are up. The rain has started to fall, unfortunately. Got a lovely game on our hands. The West Indies batting first. And they've been explosive. And it's time to dance. Do your rain dance. Even when it's raining, they enjoy themselves in the Caribbean. You see the big tarpaulins have been dragged on the field there. This is the story so far. 158 for 2, the West Indies. See that man, the universe boss, Chris Henry Gale at the top. 72 from 41. Evan Lewis, young pretender to the throne, 43 from 29. Once they were both dismissed, things calmed down somewhat. Shai Hope 19 from 40. And Hetmeyer 80 from 23. The bowlers, look away, Virasim bowler. Shami and Bubby around the park today at 9 and 10 and over. Khalil as well, although Khalil did come back to get the wicket of Chris Gale. Chahal 1 for 21 from 6 and Jadab none for 13 from 4. So India are definitely pulling it back in the last 10 overs. I'm delighted that I've got AJ Jadeja alongside me to talk me through those first 10 overs. That was Chris Gale of old, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the universe boss that we saw today. The last couple of innings wasn't like him. It was just wonderful to watch him. He just got that freedom after that free hit that he had. He was still on 0 and that's the free hit. And that just freed him up, and then they just opened their arms, both of them together. It was just, it was a different side to it. It doesn't look like we're in that same series against the West Indies. And they just dominated. They were, 100 off the 9 overs. Totally a different game, and it just shows the mindset.
Is there a case of when you're in a sort of partnership like that it's, anything you can do, I can do better? Because that's certainly what it seemed like today.
It did seem like that because, even Lewis has been still playing in a different way. But today they were trying to match each other. It was Evan Lewis hit a 6 off the last ball. Very first ball in the next over, Chris Gale goes for it. I guess that's what suits the West Indians, doesn't it? That's their style, that's their way of life. And I think they probably play better when they play like that rather than thinking about how, English or Indians think and plan things. their lives aren't planned. I mean, of course they have a plan, they know what they're doing, but we can't see that. And what I see with them is that when they're free, where they have the freedom to express themselves, they probably flourish the most. So maybe there's a hint from there to pick that this is the way they should carry on playing, because anyway you're getting out at 220 and 230. On a good day, you'll blow the other teams away.
Absolutely, but good things do come to an end, and the innings did come to an end. There were 2 wickets for India in the opening hour or so of the game. And they really did put the handbrake on, because after 10 overs, 100 was already on the board. Let's have a look at the 2 wickets, especially the one of Evan Lewis first, because the spin came on, and you expect the spin to either go all over the place or put the handbrake on, and it was the handbrake on this occasion.
Yeah, it was perfect for India because we needed a wicket there, the pace at which they were going. This was the 4th ball of that over. He'd bowled 3 down the leg side to Chris Gayle, so he was worried about not pitching it in the arc, but with Lewis he took a chance. And very first ball, Lewis tried to go across, something like what Rishabh Pant did. If he had gone down the ground, probably a little safer. It's not spinning that much, so that little extra bounce, top edge, and that puts the handbrakes.
Yeah, definitely. I only just caught, actually. It did its best to jump out for Shikhar Dhawan. And then we had Chris Gayle just standing and delivering, giving a good smack. And who's there? Who else? Virat Kohli puts himself in the high traffic areas. You see just the power of Chris Gayle here. That's like fielding it slipped him. That's what you see often. Crunched down the ground, but a good catch diving forward from Virat Kohli. And it looked like Gayle was just going to romp on for a century.
Yeah, and that's how he plays. Once he gets going, he just doesn't stop. You know with him, you don't know which Chris Gale's going to turn up. Today was the right one for West Indies. But you rarely see him, get to a stage where he starts picking singles, because he believes in that. When he's dominating, he wants to dominate all the way, and the mindset's not even thinking about getting out. And it's going to happen once in a while. He is going to get out. But even if he's going to play 40 balls, once in 4 innings, something like this would be better than having 30 ball 4 runs and 30 ball 3 runs.
Well, I don't know about 1 in 4 innings, but certainly when he comes off, you see some of these strokes. And I suppose Virat Kohli would have been fuming as well, because he was given that license, given that free hit to get going.
Yeah, he would be fuming.
He hits one.
And I thought Virat Kohli and India didn't have any answers. We had to wait for them to make a mistake, because they tried everything. Probably they didn't stick to. They've even not thought about it that the West Indies is going to play like this, because you saw the field turning around every couple of balls, and then send another man back. What a career he's had. 301 matches. Nobody's played 300 games for West Indies.
No.
First man to do it.
And he showed that today. He changed his number on the back of his shirt from 333, obviously his favoured shirt. He put 301 on today. I just got the feeling with the way he played, with that celebration we saw there, with putting the helmet on the bat. And this is after he's dismissed by the opposition and he's getting the big send off from Virat Kohli. I have a feeling that this might be it for Chris Gayle. He might just say, you know what, thanks for my time in the sun. That certainly looks like he's a man waving goodbye, doesn't it?
Yeah, those pictures do tell you that story. I don't know whether he's decided to do that or not. He hasn't been picked for the test matches, whereas he was keen to play that Jamaica test match, which is the last test match of this tour. And it would have been nice to see him in Jamaica, because that's home. Normally, we don't get many people to watch games in this part of the world now, test matches, especially when India's playing West Indies. I haven't seen a big crowd. If he was playing that game, maybe people would have turned up. West Indies cricket is turning around. Maybe things would have turned around. You still never know.
Well, I was about to say, still never know. Maybe if you're the West Indies Cricket Board, it's a way to fill the stadium, at least for one day. Let's just have a look at what's going on outside. The Indian players, they haven't retreated to the dressing room. The covers are coming off. This is good news. While we've been chatting away, even the big yellow tarpaulins that they only pull out when they think it's going to be a downpour. They were first to go. AJ, you've done the trick, mate. Well done. You've taught the covers off.
What did I do?
And they're dancing in the ground.
That they would be dancing whether it's sunny or raining or whatever the score is. That's one thing that's consistent in West Indies in the stands.
Yeah, but it's a very interesting point you actually make. We'll, of course, sorry at home, we'll keep you informed as soon as we know what's happening in the middle. You will. And I'm hearing actually from the voice of God in my ear that play will start at 12, which is good news. So we've got 10 minutes. So that's not too bad at all. So we've got 10 minutes of dancing and magnificent moustaches to enjoy.
Love that shirt.
No, he doesn't want us to look at him. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break on Kent Extra Innings, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
ए खिड़की हमारा डिस्काउंट लगाया
राजा बाबू आपके लिए जस्ट 899
यहाँ के राजा हम हैं
ते डिस्काउंट क्यों इतना कम है? जो बेस्ट प्राइस के लिए नेतागिरी नहीं करे रेड बस गिरी वही है असली किंग।
डाउनलोड रेड बस ऐप जो देता है बस टिकट पे बेस्ट प्राइसेस।
मैं हूँ दीपा कर्माकर, आर्टिस्टिक जिम्नास्ट। आफ्टर 52 इयर्स के बाद इंडिया में ओलंपिक में क्वालिफाई किया। फाइनली 4th में फिनिश हुआ, अनलकीली 4th में। फिर तो टर्निंग पॉइंट आया जिम्नास्टिक्स की, क्योंकि पहले जिम्नास्टिक को सब सर्कस कहते थे कि यस लड़कियां थोड़ी करते, वो तो सिर्फ लड़के करते। पहले ऐसा बोला जाता था कि लड़कियां कुछ नहीं कर पाती, लड़कियां बहुत पीछे है। 16 रियो के बाद बहुत चेंज हो गया वो नज़रिया कि नहीं कि बॉयज़ नहीं, अभी कहीं गर्ल्स भी जाते, गर्ल्स को भी बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्ट मिल रहा है। अभी बहुत सारे बच्चे जो पहले सोचते थे कि ओलंपिक बहुत मुश्किल है, अभी कोई भी बच्चे को आप पूछो कि सब बोलते हैं कि हमें भी ओलंपिक जाना है दीपा दीदी की तरह। 2020 टोक्यो के लिए पूरा जान लगाएंगे, अपने कंट्री की जिम्नास्टिक्स के लिए करेंगे।
Sir Bradman, the greatest of all, born king of spin, cooks gritty batting. All these greats are part of one legendary cricket series called The Ashes, where every English and Australian cricketer locks horns for a 100-year-old rivalry. The Platinum Standard Test Cricket, The Ashes. Live and exclusive on Sony Live.
She's got 2 points right at the very end. Samaj Me Nahi has just taken the bronze medal.
पूरे सच्चे दिल और मन से अगर किसी चीज को फील करते रहो और सोचते रहो ना तो 100% वो चीज हो सकती है। तो मैं शुरू में ये सोचती थी कि ये भगवान बस ओलंपिक से मेडल दे दे और उससे अगले दिन चाहे मुझे अपने पास बुला लेना।
थोड़े दिन का लोग भूल जाएंगे, दोबारा फिर मेडल लेगी।
सिर्फ दिमाग में आता कि टोक्यो में मैं मेरे मेडल का कलर चेंज करूं।
We welcome you to Monday Night Raw. Get ready, WWE Universe. You gotta be kidding me!
Welcome back to Kent Extra Innings and the Queen's Park Oval here in gorgeous Trinidad. Unfortunately, the covers are back on. Just they were due to play in 5 minutes' time. The heavens have opened again and the big sheets are being brought on. It's not actually raining very hard at the moment, but when the yellow tarpaulins are brought out, that's the ground staff basically telling us it's about to bang it down. So I think it's more a precaution than anything else at the moment. As far as we know, play hasn't been put back. They will still start at 12, but I'm sure that won't be the case now as the ground staff move all the big sheets, and that's what's on the way. So a bit of common sense coming into play here by the umpires, and that's over in the distance there, over the back of that stand. That's exactly where the rain comes from the hills, over those floodlights, onto this gorgeous Queen's Park Oval. So the West Indies, who are currently nearly 158 for 2 at the moment, just casually relaxing there. The guys in the yellow bibs, they're the 12th, 13th and 14th man. And you all need a good weather vane at a cricket ground, don't you? Here's the batting card. Chris Gayle earlier in what could be his last ODI innings. Nothing has been mentioned yet, but his dismissal prompted a big celebration from the Indian players. A celebration that seemed to suggest that might be it for Chris Gayle. 72 from 41. Evan Lewis smashed 43 from 29. Ridiculously entertaining opening partnership, unless you're an Indian fan, I suppose. But Indian fans will have enjoyed the last 10 overs. As Hope and Hetmeyer have been reined in, 19 and 18 not out. So the West Indies 158 for 2 from 22. Those economy rates for the seamers don't look great, 9, 10 and 10.75 for Bhuvi, Shami and Khalil respectively. But Chahal and Jadav bowled very nicely. Chahal got the wicket that stopped the rot. And Jadav has bowled 4 overs in about 4.5 minutes. Very quickly trying to buzz through, steal some overs. So 22 gone. West Indies very well set up, 158 for 2, until the rain came along. But India don't seem too perturbed. They're ignoring the big black cloud in the distance. The rain is just starting to get slightly heavier now. Virat Kohli seems to have noticed that. But they're enjoying the West Indies, they're enjoying the music, they don't want to go back in the changing room. I'm joined by AJ Jadeja. And that rain, when it comes in from the mountains, it tends to stay around for 20 minutes or so, but then the sunshine normally follows.
Yeah, it doesn't last for that long, and neither does the sunshine or the rain. So hopefully this would pass through as well, because we got a little bit of breeze blowing. So hopefully this will pass through and we'll get a game going. Doesn't look too good at the moment, actually. Having said that, when I look out of the window, it's the darkest I've seen here in Trinidad. So maybe we're in for a long haul.
Well, play was due to start in 2 minutes' time. So I think you can probably gather from that picture behind us that it's not going to start in 2 minutes' time. We will keep you posted as soon as we know anything. But the rain has started to fall a bit heavier at the moment. So we've ignored Evan Lewis, really. I've been talking about Chris Gayle and how well he batted. Evan Lewis batted really nicely as well this morning.
Yeah, he batted beautifully, actually. He timed the ball much better, I thought, because Chris Gayle had that big blow at the start, but it was Evan Lewis who, started things going, and especially one of those shots. This is where he got lucky. He had 8 dot balls before that, and then these 2 boundaries, and the last one he tried to bowl a slow one. Watch this sail over the covers. Oh, that was a magnificent shot.
Gorgeous. Anyone who hits it high and hard over extra cover. And this is what I said earlier, almost like him and Chris Gayle were having a competition, each over anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, in their competition, the Indian bowlers were, poor fellows, struggling. And the sad part, or the unnerving part from the Indian point of view, is that all those 6s and 4s have gone all around the ground. I mean, you can have a bad day, or the batsman can have a great day if he gets after you. But today, what you saw was, I think they were perturbed, or they lost control of the game, and they were smashed all around the ground. They kept changing the field, something that Indian teams not used to. Or maybe just on this tour, you come here and you think you're just going to roll over the West Indies, and suddenly you had a new West Indian opening stand today, and India had no answers. You got to say that. It was till that moment when Chahal got that wicket, and it was Evan Lewis who threw it away. Till that stage, India had no clue. They were just waiting for something to happen.
Well, I know I'm the president of the Spinners Union over here, but the answer is always go to your spinners. You know that, don't you?
I totally agree, because at least you've got to generate that pace, and especially with Chris Gayle and Evan Lewis. You've got to go to spin as soon as they get going. Maybe he's just wanting to get Khalil and feel of what international cricket is when things are going tough. So maybe he kept him on for that reason. Otherwise, as a captain, you've got to go to spin as soon as you can.